No, I don't usually use Snap-on tools, but when I do, I'm broke. Uh, Snap-on tools, yeah. Let's be honest. I have an appreciation for Snap-on tools. I don't use them a lot because I don't usually like to be in debt that much, but they are good tools. And I'll be honest with you, for most of my life, I never thought I'd be much of a tool guy. Now, considering the job that I am, it's one of those things where like I used to really collect guitars, and now I feel this feeling like back when I used to collect guitars. Ooh, I feel it coming back, and I'm trying to hold it at bay with collecting tools. I don't know. Anyway, today it has absolutely really nothing to do. Well, maybe it will, with what I'm going to read today. So today I'm reading from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 2, verses 13 through 18. And I guess I'm trying to yuck it up a little bit because what I'm about to read is kind of dour, and it actually took me a little bit to actually cut this video considering what it holds. So I'm sorry if I foul it up. Anyway, when the Magi had departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream and said, "Rise, take the child and his mother, flee to Egypt, and stay there until I tell you. Herod is going to search for the child to destroy him." Joseph rose and took the child and his mother by night and departed for Egypt. He stayed there until the death of Herod, that what the Lord said through the prophet might be fulfilled. "Out of Egypt I called my son." When Herod realized that he had been deceived by the Magi, he became furious. He ordered the massacre of all the boys in Bethlehem and its vicinity 2 years and under, in accordance with the time that he had ascertained from the Magi. Then it was fulfilled what had been said through Jeremiah the prophet. A voice was heard in Ramah, sobbing and loud lamentation, Rachel weeping for her children, and she would not be consoled since they were no more. So yeah, there you go. Yesterday I read about Jesus not folding his clothes, and now reading about kind of another back to life, back to reality moment. Reading about how King Herod called for the slaughter for so much innocence. And so I guess, what strikes me is, well, it seems like with great power comes so many times such great tragedy. So many times, not just in reading the Bible, but looking at the newspaper or watching the news, you see people with great power who fall so badly. And part of me is like, well, I have nothing to worry about because I have no great power, right? Well, I think we all have power that we don't realize that we have. Uh, as a single person, you can go through life, and there's the people that you touch or refuse to touch, people that you see in pain that you don't say anything to, people where you could give a smile, a kind eye. If you're just wrapped up in your own frustration or pain or anger, you can lash out at them. To someone, like me, who's got 6 kids, and if I talk to my kids and or I act a certain way or whatever, the ripple effects can just be absolutely amazing. Even with just my wife, if I have a bad time with my wife and I have an argument with her, I can set wheels in motion where I put her in a bad mood, and then her bad mood affects the kids, and outwardly therefrom so on. So I think we all have a great amount of power. We don't realize it. And how do we use it? Herod's intention here, what did he want to, did he really want to see Jesus? What would he do? Would he have really destroyed Jesus? Obviously, I believe that he would have, because God sent his angel to Joseph and said, "Hey, get out of here." And I imagine, trying to to lighten the mood just a little bit. But I imagine, I still imagine, Joseph sitting there, sleeping in the stable, Jesus in the manger, and God's like, yeah, sends an angel, like, hey, get up, go. And, me, it'd probably be like, can I have 5 more minutes? But, it's, and that's really bad. But, no, being a father, I probably would jump up right away. Because I love my children, and there's nothing more precious to me in this world. I mean, God is top of the list by me, but as far as like what I have in this life, in this world, my children and my wife are very, very precious. I would say probably my wife is number one, and I work regularly to make sure that she's number one. But also my kids, they're very important to me, and I would imagine that if I had a dream given to me by an angel, and imagine what that dream could be, because so many times, like my dreams are like, about drowning in spaghetti. Yeah. So, I guess I've had some serious dreams, and I've tried to act on those to the best of my ability. But I've never had one where, you had an angel appear to me and tell me that I had to pick up and leave everything I know. I mean, mind you, Joseph was, I'm assuming he was in Bethlehem at this time. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not a great theologian. But, he left his home and came to Bethlehem to be counted, and I'm assuming taxed as well, right? And so not only is he leaving Bethlehem, but he's also leaving behind everything back home, to go to Egypt. And, if you go on a trip like that, you're planning on coming back, so you don't take everything, wow, what a deal. And what about family, wow, that just blows my mind. So I don't know. So how's this going to change my Saturday, right? Well, I guess I need to listen. I believe that God speaks to us regularly and daily. And so I'm going to do my best to listen to God and pick up on his little winks and nods and cues throughout the day. I'm definitely going to wish I could, or I'm going to try, but I don't know how to try to remember my dreams better. But I think most importantly is I'm going to realize how precious my children are, and how, as a father like Joseph, I need to protect them. And not only just protect them, but to build them up and to inspire them. I try so hard. And I'll be honest, there are many times I go to bed or I wake up in the morning and I feel like a failure as a father. But I get up. It's kind of like I was watching that movie, Into the Spider-Verse. And, Spider-Man's like, no matter how many times I get knocked down, I always find a way to get back up, and that's kind of how I feel as a father. No matter what happens to me or my kids, no matter how I get knocked down, I always try to get back up. I don't know. I guess that's the biggest takeaway. And, And I guess that's why I don't buy so many Snap-on tools, because, while I love tools and I'd love to collect them, especially really good ones, there's something about a really nice tool in your hand. But if I had really nice Snap-on tools, I wouldn't be able to provide for my family and my kids. And by that way, I wouldn't be walking the path that God put before me, because he wants me to serve my wife and my children, and not just myself by buying really nice, and in some people's opinion, overly priced tools. But I don't know. See, I wrapped it all together. How you like that? So I don't know. What do you think about Snap-on tools? What do you think about children? What do you think about being a parent or being a kid? What do you think about what power you actually have? How do you think God sees you? I don't know. Tell me what you think. Comment, like, Share the video if you want. Don't share it. Share. What is it Van Halen used to always say? If you like us, share us with your friends. If you hate us, share us with your enemies. I love that line. But subscribe, I would love to hear what you have to think about all this and that. So, I don't know. That's all I got to say about that. Forrest Gump, my hero.